Then we come to number 4, ma'at. The divine laws, you may not know divine laws. You may not live an ethical life. Okay? You might be quite dishonest. But the divine laws are stored inside of you. Okay? All of us in the ma'at faculty within us. This is important to understand that have you met people who have been informed about ethics and morality, but still can't live it? You know that, right? Because you see, extuited morality will not help you. To live morality, you have to awaken the moral center within you. It has to come from inside of you. So you have to awaken the moral principle within you. Is that clear to you? That's why, the spiritual life where you set time aside to meditate, to perform these rituals, to bring forth, your inner potential out into the world is an important part of your life. And we're living at a time when this is not happening with lots of people. Now, many of us older folks, we went to church every Sunday. Some of us went to church maybe several times a week. Spent hours in the church. You see that? I remember when I was a little boy, we went to church on a Sunday morning and didn't get out until Sunday evening. I hated it. I'm going to be honest. But the thing is that, there's a book called the Psalms in the Bible, right? Again, when you read the Psalms, right, throughout the Psalms, it says the Lord, and it mentions the Lord. Every Psalm mentions the Lord. You see that? And I once spoke to a Jewish man, was a rabbi, and he said, the problem is that, your book says the Lord, okay, and our book, instead of saying the Lord, it gives the name of the Lord. And it gives 72 names of different lords. And once I did my research and so forth, I found that what they were calling the lords in the original book is what we today call mantras. Meaning that it wasn't, honoring the Lord, it was, reciting a mantra in a meditation state. And the sound waves, you see, excited a faculty within you. That vibration awakened a faculty within you. You see that? It's like, drinking a cup of coffee, it awakens the prefrontal lobe. So now you can think a little better, focus a little better. So reciting certain mantras in a meditative state awaken your inner faculties and puts them to work. You see that? So ma'at, is one of your spiritual faculties. You recite the mantra, the hekka of ma'at. That vibration awakens that faculty and you're able now to intuit the laws. But along now with having a broader and deeper and fuller understanding of the law, you have the power to live it. Which is not the same thing as somebody telling you, morality is a good thing, don't hurt people, maintain social harmony, be a nice person, okay? That doesn't work, in critical challenging situations. You see that? When what you want passionately comes into conflict with doing the right thing, well, you know what wins out. So we want to understand that, you see, it is not hearing the word, but awakening the faculty that really has that word and the power to live it. This is different. We talk about a whole different paradigm here that has been taken out of the lives of people. You look at the world today and you say, the politics is so immoral. Well, what are you going to do about it? Well, I'm going to go out in the street and protest and march and have a sit-in and a die-in or something. It's not going to change it. Not saying that you shouldn't protest to awaken and bring things to people's attention, but you have to understand that you have to change people from the inside. You know what I'm talking about. When somebody tells you to do something, it's not the same thing as your own mind telling you to do it. Correct? You know what I'm talking about. And by the way, that faculty is also the owner of great wealth. Meaning that the divine laws, you see, says if you want to get to the greatest of wealth, through the power of the Spirit, not through, mundane machinations, but through the power of the Spirit, you have to live truth. Beautiful. Herukahote, divine protection. You see that? Heru is the faculty that enables you to live as a divine being in awakened state. You see that? It's a lot of information that I'm not getting into because it requires time and space which we don't have. Coming down the tree, number 7, Heferu, the imagination, which is just not simply the ability to create a story or work of art, okay? If you go into trance through meditation and visualize what you want to achieve, you see that. Accompanied by living in harmony with divine law, you will achieve what you want. Listen to that. If I visualize my goals, health, wealth, family, harmonious social life, at the same time that I am observing divine law, which I have to learn what they are, and I take those visions into trance, it will come true. That's the law of the imagination. Subject number 8. You see that jackal there, and it's interesting that that's your verbal intelligence which must support the laws. You see that? And you say, well, why jackal? Well, I don't know how, but it's interesting that, the language center, Broca's, the Broca center and the Wernicke center in the left hemisphere, the left cortex, cerebral cortex. There's a center called FOX-P2 complex that governs language and communication. Why do they call it Fox? I don't know. But it's the fox within you. Your intellect, which according to the Hopi Indians is the source of all troubles also. Man is intellectual, man is too smart for his own good, isn't he? He's the one that is creating an atomic bomb but then don't know how to control the damn thing. Right? Creates computer. Now the devices have taken over. They were thinking that robots were going to take over. No, the devices have taken over the kids. And they are the future of mankind. And their minds and heads are captured in the device. You watch kids today? They don't talk to each other. They do not talk to each other. They're all sitting down in a corner somewhere on a device. And they only interact with each other through a device. Their house parties through the device. And they're all sitting in the same room. That word, you say the word, the power of the word. Yes, you have to cultivate the proper words because the words drive your psychic power. Auset is the power of trance, meaning that I said to you, the spirit operates in the hidden circle. We call it, that's what the ancient Egyptians called the subconscious, the hidden circuit. You see that? So if you want to, make your subconscious, your spirit, manifest your will, you cannot speak to it in awakened state. You have to meditate, go into the meditation state, and speak to your spirit. Tell your spirit what to do. So many of you don't want to meditate because you don't understand the power of meditation. When you pray, you have to go deep within you. You see that? So when you pray, if you're not going deep into your subconscious when you're praying, you're barking up the wrong tree. Is that clear to you? Okay. So these are the laws that each one of these faculties are governed by law. Okay, I'm not going to go through that at this point, but I just want you to understand that, laws, rules, the things you want to live by, right? You want to be free to do what you want to do, and that's the problem, okay, that words, many of you go to book, you get a word of power, okay, a mantra, a heka, and you say, well, I'm just going to chant this to get what I want. Yeah, there are laws that you must abide by. There are certain thoughts that you must not accept, certain action that you must not take, and so on. One of the laws of the Geb, the physical part of you, first of all, the source of the power of the spirit comes from what you eat. You got to study Chinese medicine, Taoism, to understand that. Qi, it comes from what the food you eat, the purity of the water you drink, the purity of the air you breathe to create the life force. And life force is transmuted into Shen, spiritual force. You see that? And many of you want to chant the words of power and you don't regulate your diet. Okay? You don't regulate the air you breathe. You're still drinking tap water. Things of that nature. Then you say, I tried meditation, it didn't work. Sure you did. So, applications of the mantras. Okay? First of all, you have to take them into meditation. You have to learn to meditate and then meditate with the mantras. Clear? All right? Without the TV on. Let me get the book here. When you get this book, it's like a little dictionary, okay? And because how to work with this system is spread over so far 7 volumes, Metu Neter volumes, on all the books that I have. You see that, okay? Egypt left a mother lode of teachings. That's why it's taken me all of these books. It's just too much to put in one book. You see that? Okay, and it takes time also to really fully digest this information and put it in a form that others can follow, use, and so forth. So volume 8 is coming, right? So hurry up and read. Now, when we go into, the index of this book, appendix on page 213, okay? And the book comes with full information on how to use their 72 words of power, okay? In this book. All right? And for over 200 life applications, okay? As many of you don't understand, people come to me and they say, well, you haven't seen me in a while, at the temple, because I'm busy trying to get my money together, get my school together, then I come back and, work on my spirituality. Well, that's putting the cart before the horse. You see that? Okay? Work if you understand what spirituality is. What is spirit? It's the vehicle that holds what? The information that you need to know yourself, to understand things in this world, because the spirit is what creates the galaxies. The spirit is what creates the solar system. The spirit is what creates the elements. All of the forces, electromagnetic forces. The spirit is what creates the, complex, phenomenal, macroscopic world. Replica of the macroscopic world. That's what spirit does. It has information on how to take potato chip and make flesh and bones. Can you imagine that? There are some people died that is so bad, I have no idea how they are alive, let alone growing. But that's what spirit does. It knows how to do that. It's alchemical magic, right? The scientists, they know everything that is in blood. They know everything that is in honey, but they can't make honey. They can't make blood. But they have all the knowledge of everything that's in it. Spirit knows, and spirit does. Okay? So when if you are not spending at least a half an hour every single day of your life meditating with some word of power to achieve your goals, if you are trying to fix your marriage and meditation is not a part of that process, then you do not know. I'm going to say something that might hurt you, but I'm not here for you to applaud me and be nice with me, and I'm here to help you. So I'm going to give you some tough love. If meditation is not a part of what you want to achieve in life, what it is be to improve your finances, to improve your love life, to improve your health, to improve the political aspect of your life. Black Lives Matter, yeah, but to move that forward, you need to use the power of the Spirit. They can't see it coming. They cannot shoot missiles to the Spirit. They cannot stop the Spirit. They have to learn, you follow what I'm saying, what is it that built Egypt? What made Egypt different? When Egypt in 4000 BC, that was like 2,000, 3,000 years before there was an Abraham. Okay? Almost 4,000 years before they began to work on the Old Testament. Right? 4,000 years before the advent of Christianity, 5,000 years before the advent of Islam and Buddhism and so forth. We were already a mature civilization. What built Egypt? Talent, genius. Genius is something that you believe somebody has to be born with. Yes, some people are born with genius. People are born with talent. But that's not the acme of civilization. The acme of civilization is knowing how to deliberately, willfully awaken talent in someone. You want to be a salesperson. If you have to read a book on how to sell effectively, you are in trouble. Because the great salespeople have sales talent. You see that? If you want to be a biologist and you have to read a book on how to think scientifically correctly, you're in trouble because there are biologists, there are kids out there that were dissecting butterflies when they were 3 years old. You follow what I'm saying? I had a chess talent. I learned to play chess when I was 6 years old. My cousin sat down with me one Saturday afternoon after I never forgot that day. The rain had just stopped raining. We're sitting in my grandfather's backyard, and he was teaching me to move the chess, like an hour or so. He moved this way, then he showed me, and then he said, "You got it?" I said, "I got it." So let's play a game. And we played a game, and he won. Okay, let's play another game. And that was the only game I lost that year. He used to take me around the Baha'i Center in Cologne, in Panama, to play chess, against the grown men for 25 cents a game. Yeah, he was pimping me all right. And I was beating up the old man. At the end of the day, we had money to go to movies and eat popcorn and hot dogs and whatever. I had talent. He said, well, I was born with it. But what if you're not born with the talent that you need? What if you fail in the SAT? You spent like $5,000 to the Kaplan, get to this, and you still can't get above 600 on the SAT. You're a sorry creature. But the mathematical, the language arts, and whatever talent, the gene is inside of you. You just have to activate it. You ever heard of activational genes? Well, chanting a mantra is activating a genie within you. It's slumbering, and the vibration in the faculty through the sound that corresponds to it is what makes that faculty work. A problem is that people think that the mantra, the sound does the work itself. Meaning if I chant the sound itself will bring me the money. No, the faculty within you does the work. The mantra excites and awakens, okay, and makes the faculty work on a higher level. Is that clear to you? So we go to appendix in my book, okay, page 213. There are mantras to help you better understand the living laws of God, right? You can study the laws, study, reason, okay, and work in them from the outside. You can chant different mantras and have intuitive, deeper, broader understanding of the laws. Academic pursuits. Anybody here involved in academic pursuits? Raise your hand. There's a mantra that will give you straight A's. One of my daughters, she's now 22. She's in her third year at NYU University. Okay? 5 years ago, she came to a retreat that we did in Virginia. And I did a little meditation workshop for teenagers. And she and her girlfriend said, something? And I said, you can get straight A's if you meditate. Okay? And she made a pact with her girlfriend, like, we're a little teenager, right? We'll meditate every day, right? And they went home and they meditated every day. And in the 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, straight A's. My daughter, she has a scholarship at NYU. Okay? She came home last year, all upset because she got a B. Okay, in one of her subjects. But she's doing a lot of straight A's at NYU, meditating. See, you don't meditate, you don't embrace spirituality, your Sankofa doesn't have the understanding that it should have, okay, all right, because you don't understand truly what spirituality is. Spirituality is just not being honest and moral. Yeah, those are essential, qualities of spirituality. But to what end? So that you can use the powers. The spiritual power is what's going to guarantee. Okay, spiritual power and divine life. Spiritual power and divine life will get you what you need in life. Clear? If what you need is, acceptable, okay, well.